Hello, especially to the ladies out there, because this message and this video here is especially for you. I was feeling kind of inspired, one can say, to talk about femininity today and to kind of give you, let's say, a few things to think about, food for thought, so to speak. Now, femininity has been very much the conversation topic in the last a few years. There's a lot of different teachings and approaches to femininity, a lot of courses and teachers that handle this topic, a lot of private, public and personal discussions that women and also men are having on this subject. But what I have felt while observing these conversations, that actually there are a lot of very crucial elements which are missing, which are not considered, and which are in some ways not included in this topic of what femininity is or how to define it. Seems to me that there is, as the time passes by, more and more of certain natural skills and certain intuitive knowledge is getting lost. And I feel the same has happened with femininity. I think my feeling is that right now is exactly the time when we need to kind of look back into the ancient traditions, such as Tantra, and see, okay, what actually is femininity? One of the ways how I have seen femininity being represented out there is that femininity is about empowerment, right? For the woman to become powerful and in a way conquer back from the men what was taken from the women, like having a bit of a fight over some territory almost. I've seen this approach a lot, but I've also seen that this approach, in my opinion, leads to a certain conflict between men and women, a certain power game, you can say, or a certain fight over power, which I find very not positive and very inconducive to relationships and to various life situations. A second thing, how femininity seems to be represented a lot out there, is that the woman is the goddess. Okay, a very beautiful expression, and there is a lot of truth in that indeed, especially if you look from a tantric perspective. However, what does it mean? What does it mean that a woman is a goddess? A lot of associations that I see women making here is that you have a picture of a goddess, which often comes with a certain feeling of, being very well behaved, being very kind of having a lot of graceful attitudes and so on, and also feelings in a certain way superior to the rest of the people. If I am the goddess, then somebody also needs to be beneath me. So I have seen this attitude actually taking or this attitude being taken a lot in the inflation of the ego direction, and I find this also not beneficial at all. A third thing that I've seen being associated with femininity is that femininity is about sisterhood, about sharing and caring and being there for others and being kind of soft or manifesting these certain soft qualities, right? And although there is a lot of beautiful benefits cultivating this softness, cultivating sisterhood and so on, this actually is again a misrepresentation of femininity, in my opinion. It leads women often to think that being feminine means indeed being soft and caring, and therefore there is no room for being strong and in charge and powerful and expressive and emissive and so on. So there are some issues with this sisterhood topic as well. For me, what has been one of the profound teachings that have helped me to understand my psychology a lot, understand how we as ladies, as women, interact with men in our lives, like in relationships, and not just intimate relationships, any relationship, how we interact with the world, what do we want for ourselves in the first place, and so on. So one of the things that helped me to have a lot of clarity on the topic of femininity has been the teachings of Tantra, obviously. It's a Tantric school where I'm coming from. So what I found is that the tantric understanding of femininity is the most, by far, in my opinion, okay, it's my personal opinion, the tantric understanding of femininity is by far most comprehensive and most sophisticated understanding. It completely lets go of these individual specific characteristics of sisterhood or goddess or empowerment and so on. Instead, it kind of zooms out more and more and goes deeper and actually defines femininity in a very tangible and in a very, very clear way. I find this approach to be extremely unique in modern day. What actually a modern day woman can gain from these teachings? And I can tell you from personal experience that you can gain a lot, like crazily a lot. A lot of clarity, a lot of happiness, a lot of inner peace and understanding of yourself and your inner workings, your mentality and everything. So for me, these teachings have been absolutely invaluable and really, really profound. So I'm inviting you to join me in the Ultimate Tantric Woman Retreat on 20 to 24 of March in Crete Island in Greece, in a very beautiful seaside resort. And this is going to be 5 days of just us, the ladies, looking into and going through the teachings of the Tantric femininity, what we can call a complete femininity. We're going to be doing a lot of exercises, we're going to be doing a lot of talks and discussions, a lot of questions will be answered. We're going to be even watching certain movie clips which will help us understand the topic much better. We're going to be doing rituals and we're going to be engaging woman to woman. It is going to be something spectacular, and we'll ask you to put your mobile phones aside and not be bothered by daily life, just enjoying incredible, spectacular view, amazing Greek food, and just absolutely groundbreaking, profound, ancient tantric teachings which are as needed today as they ever been on the planet. I hope to see you in Greece very soon.